It's like every month, underground hip-hop fans make it their life's goal to become more and more corny. This month, we're talking about gatekeeping. There's several different kinds of people at play here. Whether it's because you feel like your favorite artist is going to stop catering to you specifically because they blew up, or maybe you just don't have a personality outside of being the only person listening to a certain artist and makes you feel cool and special. Or are you the third person who actually doesn't really care but is going to hop on the jokes anyway? It doesn't matter who you are, unless they send it directly to your phone or a private link. I'm pretty sure your favorite artist wouldn't mind just getting a little bit more successful. In fact, I think that's probably what most of them would want. Let's talk about it. Some of the discourse I've been hearing as of recent, and probably the only part that really makes sense to me, is once they blow up, it's all downhill from there. They become less consistent, they're dropping less music, and they're dropping worse music to feed a larger fan base. And it makes all of us that's been there since day one or, day 5 or whatever, very, very sad. I can understand that. And this is going to show my age a little bit. I was listening to Logic while he was still, rapping in fucking Maryland. I was listening to Pro Era, Joey Bad, Underachievers, Flatbush Zombies, all the Beast Coast while they were, cranking out mixtapes. And however you feel about what fame has done for them, I'm glad that they got it. Even though I naturally fill out the music for whatever reason, I'm glad that each of them at least reached some level of mainstream success. Maybe not as much for the underachievers, but we can always talk about what we didn't like after people blew up. But what about the people that we supported from the underground that did continue to do good? My favorite artist in the underground hip-hop days of my middle school was Currency. He popped off, got signed to Young Money or Cash Money, one of the two. And of course, I was not a fan of that. But that did not change his drive. When that situation wasn't working out, motherfucker, he's dropped maybe 3 or 4 mixtapes a year since I was 13. And I'm not 13 anymore. Or if we talk about artists that you might actually listen to, Lucki, an underground favorite that's been dropping music for the better part of 11, 12 years.
Make a stack up off that, go home, hide it from my butt.
I'm sure the people that listened and started from alternative trap may feel some way about his mainstream success now and how that has changed the music that he's been making. But that hasn't changed his consistency, that hasn't changed his message, that hasn't changed, honestly, the subject matter. A lot of times, he's still talking about the same things, just in a different way. A way that's more connected to how he actually lives right now. All in all, success does not change your favorite rapper's music. Your favorite rapper just changes, and then their music changes with it. They were gonna change probably no matter what. I'm glad for Lucki, it was at least for the better. On here, I talk all the time about how much I love music discovery. And so with that, I listen to a lot of SoundCloud, a lot of Audio Mac, a lot of untitled links that I get from whoever submits music to me. I'm in studios a lot, or people will just send me leaks. Just whatever I can to stay hip onto the new music from a creative and an A&R perspective. Because that's what I love and that's what I do. But making that your personality and deriving a value for yourself and for other people based off of where they get their music from is a very strange character trait to have. That's all I'm gonna say. Because what you prioritize is not the same as what everybody else prioritizes. Like the type of guys that gatekeep, underground fashion. Y'all can have that, bro. I don't care, bro. I wear sweatpants 70% of my life. When I want to put a fit on, I'm gonna throw a fit on. But imagine I make a post about some Y3 that I like or some Lola, and then the Underground Avengers assemble and tell me, no, you can't get this because, you're too new to this. You a new gen. Are you fucking stupid? Those brands may not be underground enough for, the real Underground Avengers to come and get me for. But I was just talking about what I could think of at the time, honestly. But the idea is the same. I couldn't care less if somebody only listens to the radio or they're a Rap Caviar merchant, and then they got introduced to Reefuh or Jace or Nino Paid or whoever else. I actually would love that because, one, I need them to pop so they make more music and we can flush out some of these other people on the radio. But the underground crowd tends to skew a little younger, so they're not thinking like that at all. This conversation actually stemmed from the Kai Cenat underground hip hop, debate or meme that's going around, where he spent some time on stream listening to a whole list of underground artists, and the underground went into a little frenzy. Oh no, we're about to get an influx of new people listening to our favorite artists. What will we ever do?
And a kid comes to me and says, bro, chill on the underground music. I say, what do you mean? He said, bro, you just can't put on the general public to underground artists. So I'm like, hold on. Y'all niggas don't want y'all underground artists to blow up? I'm trying to understand it.
And like I said before, a lot of it was jokes. And that's our third person. See, Twitter nowadays is based off of, rage bait and engagement farming. So a lot of times, most of this just be a couple of meme pages or blog pages joking around and cracking jokes at the expense of the streamer or the artist or the whole community in general. But the problem is, like I said before, the underground community not only just skews young, but there's a lot of idiots on Twitter. So they'll see a couple tweets with 1 million views, 50,000 likes, a lot of retweets, and think, okay, this is what I think now. This is my new thought. Thank you. And just run with that. And then boom, we have people that are fighting tooth and nail for this thought that wasn't even theirs to start with and started originally as a joke. You ever seen them comments on YouTube videos that be like, only people that didn't come from TikTok can like this? Those are like 7-year-olds. Like, they have to be 7-year-olds because who's older than 13 that's commenting stuff like that on YouTube videos or on SoundCloud or whatever? Now we have a whole generation of 13-year-old edgy kids calling other 13-year-old not as edgy kids Newgenz for getting introduced to Until Japan or Jace or Reefuh just 1 year after they did. And it's ironic because a good number of people are only getting their artists from like undergroundsound or any of the rap blog pages that are public pages anybody can just follow. And the rest are just put on by people with the cool factor, which is also kind of reminiscent of high school. Like the popular kids are setting the tone. People like Bruce Off or Ian Connor. But the idea is kind of the same. You were put on too. Like just 1 or 2 years ago, you were probably a new gen. Honestly, if you're still in your teens, you're definitely still a new gen. Like, by definition, you were literally just born a couple years ago. And if you're 20 or above talking like this, it's time for you to enter the workforce, bruh. You're too deep in. It's time to hang it up. Oh man, I sound like old man yelling at kids. I'm in my 20s, guys. I'm not that old. Please don't cook me. But at a certain point, you just gotta let go and let God, man. Your favorite artist is gonna experience new things, which is gonna cause them to change up. I'd rather the new things be success than, more pills or heartbreak and being still broke. Like, please help him, help her, help they. Let people put other people on. Let your favorite artists shine. And if that shine ends up messing up their sound or their work ethic, then it wasn't meant to be. There's gonna be another one for you. I can guarantee it. That's the natural progression of all these things. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I'm underground right now when it comes to YouTube. Y'all niggas better not try to gatekeep me. If any of y'all fuck with me, even if it's 2 people, if any of y'all fuck with me, hey, put somebody else on. I need it. Please. The concept of gatekeeping has good intentions. Trying to keep away the things that you love from people who may or may not do it bad. I understand. But at the end of the day, what if you were never introduced? You know how crazy that you would feel without them Lucki songs right now? Exactly. So give somebody else that same love. But I guess that's enough what I think. What do you think?